Friends, in today's movie, there is such a love story which can be called the best Korean love story ever made. And why it is said like that, you will see in today's movie. The story of the movie begins by showing a girl named Soojin, where, at a railway station, she is sitting alone and waiting for her boyfriend. Actually, today they had planned to run away together. But Soojin's hope does not come true because her boyfriend never comes here. With a sad heart, she leaves from there and enters a phone booth where she starts crying loudly. Soojin becomes so sad that her mind stops working properly. She goes to a local shop to buy a cold drink, but after paying the money, she leaves the shop without taking the cold drink. After walking a little, she suddenly remembers that she didn't take the cold drink. It is still inside the shop, so she goes back there. She notices from that shop, a boy is coming out holding her cold drink in his hand. Soojin looks inside the shop properly and sees no one there. So she grabs the cold drink from that boy and starts drinking it, then leaves from there. That boy, Charles, becomes shocked after seeing the whole incident because, first of all, such a stranger girl, and on top of that, she snatches away the cold drink from his hand and leaves while drinking it. Seeing this, he just keeps standing silently. After that, Soojin gets on a bus. While adjusting her bag, she sees that her wallet is missing. Then she remembers she had left the wallet in the shop. Immediately, she returns to the shop. There she sees her cold drink and wallet are lying at the same place. That means the cold drink she had drunk was actually that boy's drink. Realizing this, Soojin feels very embarrassed. She looks outside to find the boy and tries to apologize, but she cannot find him because he had already left long ago. Then Soojin returns home. The next morning, Soojin goes with her father to a construction site. Although Soojin is the CEO of this construction site, she doesn't get out of the car. According to her, there is too much dust outside, so she stays seated inside the car. Soojin's father meets with the workers. Here we see for the first time that the boy from whom Soojin had snatched the cold drink, that boy works here, and his name is Charles. Alongside working as a laborer, Charles also studies architecture. But while working at the site, he gets into an argument with some workers. Because, according to Charles, the lower part of the roof where they are casting concrete is completely weak. If concrete is poured there, a major accident may happen. At this time, Soojin's father arrives there and, impressed by Charles's confidence, asks his name. But Charles, in anger, says, "I have told you my name many times. How many more times should I say?" Saying this, he leaves from there. Meanwhile, sitting in the car, Soojin sees Charles for the first time. Then she remembers this is the same boy from whom she had snatched the cold drink and drunk it. Although Soojin recognizes Charles at the construction site, she does not get the chance to talk with him because her father drives her away from there. On the way, her father says, nowadays the worker's behavior is getting worse, especially he did not like Charles's behavior at all. Back at home, Soojin becomes busy building her new studio. Actually, Soojin is a fashion designer, and she was making a new studio for herself. But to finish the work quickly, she needed one extra worker. She calls her father and tells him, and her father promises to send someone. But he warns her the boy who will be sent doesn't have very good behavior, so she should talk less with him. After a while, that boy arrives, and he is none other than Charles. Seeing him, Soojin becomes surprised, but from Charles's face, it seems he doesn't recognize Soojin. Charles goes to the wall which he was assigned to fix and quickly starts his work. From a distance, Soojin quietly keeps watching him. When the work is finished, Soojin goes to the shop to buy a cold drink. But suddenly, Charles comes from behind, takes away her cold drink, and starts drinking in the exact same style as Soojin had done with him. Then Charles leaves with the car. But while leaving, he sees in the mirror that a biker is snatching Soojin's bag and running away. Immediately, Charles opens the car door, hits the biker down, and picks up the stolen bag. He brings it to Soojin and sees inside the bag there are color pencils and makeup items. He arranges the bag properly as it was and drops Soojin home. These events make a deep impact in Soojin's mind. Seeing Charles's courage and personality, she becomes attracted to him and decides to meet him again. The next morning, Soo-Jan goes to the office, but she doesn't see Charles there because his work was already finished. In the afternoon, she goes to the construction site with her friends and deliberately keeps hanging around near Charles and his friends. At that time, Charles was drinking with his friends, so he didn't notice Soo-Jan. Being compelled, Soo-Jan goes to Charles and tells him that she has come to meet him. Then she sits beside Charles and tries to start a conversation. Since Charles was drunk, he could not say much. He gives Soo-Jan a glass of alcohol and jokingly says, "If you drink this, then we will be together forever. And if you don't drink, then we will remain strangers forever." Without wasting any time, Soo-Jan drinks the glass in one breath. After that, they kiss each other, and from here, a new chapter of their love begins. The two of them start spending time together. Charles shares all his personal things and habits with Soo-Jan. He teaches her how to play cards and tells her about his daily activities. Gradually, their relationship becomes deeper and deeper. Now, since Soo-Jan is a fashion designer, she makes a beautiful dress for Charles so that he can wear this dress to attend his upcoming interview. When the day of the interview arrives, Charles wears that dress and goes for the interview, while Soo-Jan waits for him outside. And in this way, their understanding and bonding develop beautifully. And on one such afternoon, when Soo-Jan is sitting in her home garden on the swing, her father notices that there is a different smile on Soo-Jan's face. Seeing this, he realizes that his daughter must have started liking someone. So he asks his daughter whom she likes. Soo-Jan becomes silent for a while and does not say his name. Instead, she says that the boy is an architect. Hearing this, Soo-Jan's father becomes very happy and tells her that he wants to meet the boy. The next day, Soo-Jan meets Charles and tells him that her father wants to meet him, so he should meet him, but Charles refuses. He explains to her that her father is a company owner and he is just a worker there, so there is a big difference between them. And besides that, he has no house of his own and no place to live. He also tells her, "I like you and love you. That is completely true, but I also have to think about the future. And for this reason, a relationship between us is never possible." Actually, in Soo-Jan, there is more emotion, while on the other hand, Charles, who values both emotions and reality equally, knows what their future would be like if they marry right now. But Soo-Jan does not give up. She keeps trying to convince Charles again and again, and one day, they both sit in a restaurant to discuss this matter. Soo-Jan repeatedly requests him to at least meet her father once and tell him about this matter and their relationship. And while she is saying all this, Soo-Jan's father comes into the restaurant. This time, he doesn't come alone, but brings the whole family with him. Actually, all this was planned by Soo-Jan. She had already asked her father to come to this restaurant so that she could introduce Charles to her father. But when Soo-Jan's father sees that this boy is none other than their own worker, he gets shocked. Now they sit around a table together, but no one speaks. Everyone stays silent. Meanwhile, Soo-Jan starts feeling unwell, so she gets up from there and goes to the washroom. That means now on one side of the table sits Charles, and on the other side sits Soo-Jan's whole family. Soo-Jan's father asks Charles, "How many people are there in your family?" To which Charles replies that he has no one in his family. He is all alone. Then he asks, "Do you have a house?" In reply, Charles says that he has no house. Charles realizes that Soo-Jan's family will never accept their relationship, so he decides to leave from there. But Soo-Jan's mother stops him and says, "You should wait here until Soo-Jan comes back." Then Soo-Jan's father tells him, "From today, I am throwing you out of my company. That means you will not work for me in any way." Hearing this, Charles does not protest because he knows he has made a big mistake, so he accepts this punishment silently. At that moment, a scream is heard from outside. Charles immediately runs out and sees that Soo-Jan has fainted and it is raining outside. He quickly picks her up in his arms and takes her straight to the hospital. The doctor tells Soo-Jan's father that his daughter is under too much tension, and because of this, her condition has become like this. However, if she gets proper sleep at night, then everything will be all right. After that, when Soo-Jan regains consciousness, she sees Charles standing in front of her. She immediately hugs him. From a distance, Soo-Jan's father watches all of this and understands how much they love each other. After seeing this, Soo-Jan's father decides that they should get married. Without waiting much longer, their marriage takes place. After this, Charles starts doing his daily work. He starts working as an architect. In the same way, small household problems also start in their married life. For example, Sujin forgets her previous work while doing another task. For this reason, most of the time while cooking, she gets distracted with other work and forgets the earlier one. But Charles loves her very much, so he manages all these small matters and starts helping her. The next day, when Charles goes to work, Sujin's father brings a man to him, because this man had been wanting to meet Charles for a long time. This man takes Charles to an open field and tells him that he wants to build a house here. Now Charles's job is to make a new model. So first of all, he talks with his wife Sujin about this matter. After a long discussion, Charles makes a model. The next morning, he meets that man again and tells him about his new model. Surprisingly, this man likes the model and gives Charles the full responsibility of building the house. Naturally, Charles becomes very happy. In the same way, Sujin and her father also become happy. And in this way, the life of Charles and Sujin goes on beautifully. One day, Sujin has a special discussion with her friends. She asks them, "Has it ever happened to you that you forgot your home address and street?" Hearing this, everyone starts laughing and making fun of her, because nothing like that has ever happened to them. But Sujin does not laugh at this. Instead, she seriously tries to explain the matter. While returning home at night, she really becomes confused about which is her home street and which is not. Out of fear, she enters a house. When she sees Charles inside, her fear goes away. Although she feels happy about this, she also feels that maybe her memory is slowly fading away. The next morning, she goes to the doctor for a checkup. The doctor first asks her, "Have you fainted anywhere in the last few days?" Sujin tells him about the day when it was raining and she fainted on the road. The doctor tells her that the next morning she has to come for some tests. Sujin comes back home and tells nothing to Charles about this matter. Meanwhile, Charles remains very busy with his project. Even in this busy time, Charles takes his wife to the project site where the house will be built. A few weeks later, Charles introduces Charles to an old carpenter. Here, Sujin learns that Charles's mother is still alive and she is in jail. Hearing this, Sujin quarrels with Charles and asks him why he lied. In reply, Charles says, "The person you are talking about is not my mother, because if she were my mother, then she would not have left me with a carpenter when I was a child." Charles's mother had left him with that old carpenter when he was young. Now she wants to return to Charles because Charles is established now and he has a lot of money. Hearing this, Sujin explains to Charles, "What you are doing is not right at all, because mistakes are made only by humans, and here it is your mother, so you should forgive her. Because you must remember one thing, my family never accepted the relationship between you and me, but still they accepted it for my happiness. So if something can be forgiven, then it should be done. This reduces hatred between people. So you have to bring your mother back." Now, after hearing this, Charles finally agrees, and he goes to the jail where his mother is imprisoned. Here, we see wounds and blood marks on his mother's face. Actually, she was imprisoned in jail because she had borrowed money from someone and could not pay it back, and for this reason she was imprisoned. Now Charles realizes that there had been misunderstandings between them all this time, and for this reason, he pays that man's money and releases his mother from jail and brings her home. And when Sujin learns about this, she becomes very happy from her heart. After this, Sujin once again goes to the doctor. But according to the doctor, she should have come within a week, but she has come after 2 weeks. The doctor asks her several questions, such as, "What is your sister's name? How old is she?" And in the same way, we stop at a signal. After seeing which light, we start moving again. But strangely, she cannot answer even a single question correctly. After that, the doctor runs all kinds of tests and sends her back home. When Sujin goes to her office, she sees that her old boss has returned. And this is the same man with whom she was waiting at the railway station to elope. But now he has gotten married. But that man tells Sujin, "Yes, I got married, but now I am divorced." And in the same way, he starts proving all the reasons why he could not come to the railway station that day. Actually, now he wants to get Soojin back at any cost. But Soojin clearly tells him, someone else has come into my life, and that is my beloved person, so now I do not want to remember my past. And saying this, she leaves from there. After this, when Soojin goes home, she starts putting glue on a photo. Then she opens the fridge for some food. Then she looks outside, and when she comes inside, she asks Charles, "When did you come?" Although he had been there for a long time, Soojin forgets that. In the same way, when she sees glue on a photo on the table, she asks him, "Who did this?" Charles does not answer. Rather, he asks her, "You tell me, what did the doctor say to you today?" Soojin tells him the doctor told her to come after 1 week. Now, after 1 week, Soojin again goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells her she has Alzheimer's disease. And in this disease, a person's brain gradually gets damaged, meaning she will slowly forget her memory. Even one day she will forget her own name. Now, after hearing this, Soojin asks him, "Is there any treatment for this disease?" The doctor explains to her there are medicines for this disease, but this disease cannot be completely cured, meaning one day her memory will surely be destroyed. Now, after learning all this, tears come to Susan's eyes. She starts crying, but she doesn't tell her husband Charles about any of this. Instead, she tells her husband she will quit her job and stay home all day. Charles really likes this because he also doesn't want Susan to work outside the house. So, just like that, she stops working and starts doing her work at home, and slowly her memory begins to fade. And one day, while Charles is at work, having lunch with his friends, he opens his lunchbox and sees that it only has plain white rice inside. Then he immediately opens his second lunchbox, and there too it is only plain white rice. Seeing this, the others start laughing, but Charles does not laugh. Instead, he gets worried about his wife. He realizes that surely his wife is having some problem. So he immediately goes to the doctor where his wife had gone for checkups. He asks the doctor, "What has happened to my wife?" The doctor tells him everything, how his wife has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and how, because of this illness, her memory will slowly fade away. Now, Charles cannot accept this at all, and so he starts fighting with the doctor. At this point, Charles learns for the first time that the doctor's wife also had the exact same disease. The doctor tells him, "I have spent my whole life searching for a cure for this illness, but I could never find a complete treatment." However, one day he had taken his wife to the place where they first met, and strangely enough, when she went there, her memory fully came back. But within 3 hours, that memory was lost again. On the other hand, at the same time, we see Susan wandering in the street, as if she has lost her way. A police officer notices her, comes near her, and helps her cross the road. And just then, from a distance, a man appears, the very man with whom Susan once had an affair. This man now takes Susan to a park. Since Susan's memory is almost gone, she goes with him. In the park, the man tells Susan he wants to get back into a relationship with her and live together just like they did 2 years ago. Hearing this, Susan is shocked. She says, 2 years ago, we didn't even know each other, so how is this possible? Actually, because Susan has lost her memory, she now thinks this man is her boyfriend and that she never married Charles. That is what she believes. But in the very next moment, her memory comes back, and she realizes that this man was her past. Now there is no relationship with him, so she immediately gets up and leaves. Meanwhile, Charles is deeply worried because he keeps calling Susan, but she is not answering the phone. His worry grows even more when the phone is picked up by a police officer. The officer tells him he found this phone on the street. Charles immediately rushes back home, and there he finally sees Susan. When Susan sees Charles, tears roll down her eyes because she knows very well that Charles now fully understands her illness and also knows how much it has progressed. So she tells him, "From today, we will separate because in the future, I will lose all my memory and I may not even recognize you anymore, so you should not waste your life because of me." Saying this, she begins to cry. Truly, this is such a time when both of them can clearly feel their future, and this future is not what they want at all, but they have no other path left. After this, Charles goes home and writes down all the important moments and incidents of their life on separate pieces of paper, then sticks them on the walls so that Susan can read them and bring her memory back. Then Charles gets ready to go to work, and before leaving, Susan reminds him he must come home early today because today is his mother's birthday and she has invited his family here as well. Now, some time passes like this and the doorbell rings. Susan thinks her husband has returned, so she immediately opens the door. But here we see that it is none other than Susan's ex-boyfriend. But Susan's memory has become so bad that she doesn't recognize him. Instead, she mistakes him for her husband and brings him inside the house. Now, seeing this kind of behavior, the man is surprised, and he places his hand on Susan's cheek to say something. Just then, Charles enters the room and, upon seeing this man, becomes very angry. He immediately grabs him by the collar. Meanwhile, Susan doesn't recognize Charles, so she becomes even more frightened. Charles beats this man badly, and seeing all this, Susan thinks someone is badly beating her husband. She cannot tolerate it, and at one point, she faints. Right at that moment, Susan's family arrives, and seeing her condition, they talk to Charles. Here, Charles informs Susan's father about his daughter's illness. Now, hearing this, Susan's father advises Charles to leave Susan because she is sick and he won't be able to take care of her alone, so they, as her family, will take care of her. But Charles does not agree with this. He says, "Susan is my wife, so I will take care of her myself." In the middle of this, Susan enters the house through the door, and when they notice, they see her urinating while standing there. Actually, her body has now lost sensation too. She doesn't even realize when she has to do what. Seeing this, Charles immediately takes Susan to her room and shows her the room they had once dreamed of building together. Seeing all this, Susan becomes happy and once again tells her husband, "I love you." But at the same time, she starts calling her husband by her ex-boyfriend's name. Actually, even though Susan's memory has gone, she still remembers everything from 2 years ago, and now she starts thinking Charles is her past boyfriend. And this does not sit well with Charles at all. He hides and cries secretly. When Susan sees this, she also feels very bad. So, when Charles is at work, she writes a letter addressed to Charles. In it, she writes, "Charles, I don't want to forget you because I love you so much. The control of my brain is not in my hands, but still, I always want to remember you and keep you close. So please forgive me if you can." Writing this, she leaves the house. Now, when Charles reads this letter, he cries loudly because Susan is no longer at home. Then, exactly a day later, Susan's father comes to Charles's house with divorce papers, telling him Susan signed these divorce papers before she left. Seeing this, Charles doesn't believe it and refuses to accept it. He immediately tears the paper and tells him no power in this world can destroy his and Susan's relationship nor separate them. Saying this, he sets out to find Susan. He goes everywhere and asks everyone about Susan, but he cannot find her anywhere. Finally, he is forced to go to the police station and files an FIR because he wants to get Susan back at any cost. After several days pass, one day Charles finds multiple letters in his home's letterbox. Among them is a letter from Susan. He reads it carefully, and in it Susan has written, "Today, I remembered you once again because some of my memory has come back. I know you are sad, but no one can ever be a husband like you. You are the best husband." And after writing all this, she also gives the address of where she is staying, along with details of the surroundings. Charles wastes not a single moment. He immediately sets out for that address and finally finds Susan in a hospital. The nurse there tells Charles that Susan's condition is very bad. She cannot do anything by herself anymore. Whether it is going to the toilet or taking a bath, she needs help with everything. Then the nurse shows Charles a photo and tells him, except for this photo, Susan destroyed everything else. Charles sees that the photo is of himself and Susan. After that, he meets Susan and sees that she was trying to draw his picture. He takes her to a restaurant and they sit just as they used to before marriage when they would meet at restaurants. Now, Charles is about to talk to her, but before that, Susan asks him, "Do I know you?" Hearing this, Charles feels very hurt and his heart breaks. Tears roll down his eyes, but to hide them, he wears sunglasses and silently cries inside. Charles tells the nurse, "Will you give me a chance? I want to take Susan out somewhere." The nurse agrees. Charles gives the nurse a specific address and tells her to bring Susan there. And this address is none other than the place where they first met, the shop from which Susan had bought cold drinks. Now, as Susan is about to enter the shop, just like before, Charles comes out of the door, and when she looks inside, she sees her whole family inside the shop. Seeing all this, her memory suddenly comes back again. In the very next scene, we see Charles and Susan setting off together on a long journey in a car. And here, for the first time, Charles says, "I love you" to Susan. Because, although he has always loved her, he never said it out loud before. Then he hugs Susan tightly because he still doesn't know how long this memory will last. The doctor's wife's memory had lasted only 3 hours, after which she had returned to the same state again. So Charles does not want to waste this time. And the movie ends right here. Leave a comment and let us know your thoughts. Finally, thank you for watching this video till the end. We will meet again with a new video with a new story.